All right, he's here, we're here. Let's call the meeting to order at 7:06. Okay, well, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you all for coming. Need to do an announcement right away. This is all new equipment, and it is not transmitting into a PA here. It is transmitting onto a laptop there in order to check volume levels when we're recording. So these mics are only here to pick up and send to that laptop. We as board members are going to have to holler and project our voices. These microphones are set up to pick up anywhere from about 6 inches to almost 2 feet back. You're going to be okay, but they are the reverse of the other ones. When you get in there and try and eat this thing, it's going to break up. So they're designed to leave you in a situation where you're pretty much just sitting here and not having to do a lot. So it will record, and then we will review that and then go through the settings again. So we will have to project today. It looks like we have a PA, but we don't. Yeah, welcome to Lyon Township. Okay, first thing is to approve the agenda with modifications this time, a lot of them.
How about a roll call attendance?
Oh, would you like that first?
No, I don't care.
Sure, I got to call it, sure. Do it now, sounds great.
Supervisor Bertrand,
I am here.
Treasurer Hops,
Here.
Clerk Byrne here, Trustee Monet,
Here.
Trustee Detmer,
Here.
all present.
Okay, on the original agenda, there are some changes. We are going to strike number 7 and number 8. Let me grab that for a second so I can look at it.
Sure.
There will be additions. The additions are going to be numbered, as we just struck 7 and 8, the additions, number 7, would be to approve spending for the resurfacing this weekend at a cost of $1,500 for the pickleball courts. The previous estimate was about $3,000. After that will be number 8, to approve spending for a lockbox and a protective spray for the pickleball courts. Number 9 would be to approve the purchase of a hammock stand for a Samoset Park. So we have 2 items struck, and then a new 7, 8, and a 9 added.
So, I got a question.
Sure. Well, you want me to do it and then do it in the discussion, or you want to just ask?
That's fine.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as modified. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion on that?
So, I thought we already approved the spending on the hammock stand.
It's a yes, you're right, it was a cost. We need a number.
Yes, we need a number, and it's 1,500.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the 1,500 for the stand.
What's the lockbox?
Came in at like $750. You look at some different ones. I wrote it up to be not to exceed
So
$750.
is this part of the $6,000 package we've already approved?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so,
The hammock can't be.
No, the hammock's not. No, the
That's its.
lockbox and the protective spray.
Okay,
and the painting are all part of that original one. Clerk Pern and I discussed this,
Yep,
and because the actual numbers were not there, we're gonna redo it with some numbers in it.
we've got numbers now.
So then, don't we have to make a motion to alter the leftover $4,500? Because the $6,000 should have covered any expenses for the picklers.
No, there's more money, there's more things to be spent on the light items. This is just some of the things that are being purchased now. There'll be more.
And
We
it's-
approved $6,000 for several things. This is a couple of them.
But it was still all to do with pickleball.
Right, but we've already
6,000.
approved it. You don't
Right.
have to reapprove what's
Yeah.
already been approved.
We had that discussion and we landed on, we're gonna do it again with a
It
price.
sounds like to me it's 7,500 now, but that's me.
No, this would be, actually, 1,500 for painting is less than the 3,000 estimate in the original six. So we're way below even getting close to the ceiling on this. They're saving some money. Yeah, I forget if there was 6 or 8 things, these are a couple of them that were included in there. So we're going back around it just with a price. I don't expect to spend a lot of time on it, just, it will reflect that we as a board knew the price we were getting into. That's somewhat important.
I have other things I'd like to, we don't need to add to the agenda, but we should discuss. And I don't know if you want this under board comments, or if you want an open discussion this evening. An
Well,
update-
if we can approve this agenda, can you wait till the board comments or not?
That's what I'm saying, if you want it in board comments, I'm
I'd
fine
like
with
to,
that, but this does need a discussion, so I don't know if you wanna.
Okay.
I can do board comments and we can discuss, then I'm fine with that.
All right. So back to the changes that were made in the agenda by striking 2 items and adding 3. I will make a motion that we approve the agenda as modified. We had a second, went to some discussion. Is there any more discussion from the board? Okay, I'll end the discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And those opposed, the same.
No,
Okay, so the motion carries 4-1. Secondly, we could move into the board reports, and then the last thing to motion would be accepting them. So for the board reports, for the month, we're starting out with the treasurer.
So we started our summer tax collections, which I have a new goal after going through. First set is to process them within a day. So far, so good. So we're gonna see how that goes. And we're also gonna meet with the fire department, hopefully the end of the month. Just go over budget, look at budget, see where you guys are at, what you need, all that good stuff. Also talk to GFL about other options for recycling as opposed to the bins. We still got a little work to do on that, but it's just becoming almost intolerable every Monday morning. So we're just looking at some different options other than using the bins currently there. And of course, I've turned in all my septic ordinance and STR ordinance requests that be entered in. We'll see where that goes. Hopefully soon we get something put together. Also tonight, hopefully we're gonna be voting on a 2-year contract for AccuCode, who's our building inspector and the other inspectors. We're opening a mercantile bank account at the end of the month. Greg and myself will be signing that for the sewer fund. And we're gonna review some cemetery burial plot rates. Burial rates and plot rates, nothing, not saying we're raising anything, we're just looking them over. Make sure everybody's, don't go crazy, just wanna see, make sure we're in line with our costs on that. And also gathering some pricing for a third brine directly from the brining company. Because we only get 2 brines a year in Lyon Township. And we always used to get 3 as far as I remember. Two are basically baked into your taxes, and I just wanna see how much they will charge the township for a third brine, and if we have money for it. So, something I'm set on doing, that's all. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Anybody got any questions for the treasurer from the public? Okay, we will move on to the clerk report.
Well, the clerk hasn't done a darn thing in this last.
And I watched it happen.
And I just told her, I come in about 15 minutes a day and just have a coffee, then go home. Actually, that's not quite true. But we're busy handling the day-to-day activities, attempting to solve all the problems that come into our office. We don't please everybody, but most are done with a high degree of success. We get a lot of good wishes and thank yous from the vast majority of the people that call. They ask for something, and apparently, not everybody has returned their calls in the past, but they're getting their calls returned this time from everybody on this board. Everybody's been doing a great job. My deputy Courtney, who's also my right hand, is a wonderful. She does everything. She knows where to look for things and how to find things, and she helps everybody in this whole building. Everybody, including the inspectors and the assessor, everybody else. The most recent question she just settled, I think today, finally, after a couple of weeks of doing her due diligence. She had a document sent through Social Security and State of Michigan proving that we had sent our information in on time, and they sent it out. But not everybody got their stuff, and we're trying to handle that. All correspondence minutes and records are meticulously maintained, mostly because she stays on me like a mother hen, and most are available at a moment's notice. But I thank you for the opportunity to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody got questions for the clerk in the audience here? Okay, we will move on to the sexton. What do you have for us, Bruce?
So,
Hang on, would you please use the mic, because that's going to record and we will know what kind of level we'll have to have that set at.
okay,
You don't need to lean in on it, just
okay.
be around it.
So I sold 2 lots. They had 2 burials, 2 of which were cremations. And we had one at Stone Place. Tomorrow I have 2 people coming in to purchase lots. I painted all the 4x4s. I'd like to see if I could get 2 4x4s, because one of the spigots doesn't have any and another one is broken. I could possibly get 2 to replace it. I don't think they're very expensive.
I think we got a couple extra ones.
Yeah, we probably already got them.
Yeah. So and I painted all the posts, and I'm putting the reflectors up. I just have the gate, 27 to paint yet.
Thank you, sir. I drive by that thing every day, and I think you do a great job making it look good. Well, the whole maintenance crew does, but you're on it. Looks good. Any questions to the sexton from the public here? Okay, we will move on to the fire department. JC is here somewhere, hiding in the back.
So, as far as fire department goes, we're up to, I think, run 70 or 71 right now. We were at 69 when I did this sheet here. Wife and I took a small vacation this past weekend, and we went away. And I had 4 calls turned over to the Colton Lake ambulance, because my EMS crews took on other jobs during that weekend. And that's why I'm pushing for this, pay to stay program I put in here, my paperwork. And it basically guarantees me that at least on the busy weekends, I have 2 EMS personnel that will respond from anywhere in the township, 24/7. It'd be from 7 PM Friday to 7 PM Sunday. And and I think it's a step forward to getting all our residents some EMS coverage. Today was a real bad day for EMS, I guess. They had a funeral, so Crawford County had no EMS. They were pulling out of Old Roscommon to cover their areas. That's happening quite a bit. We had an accident Saturday, I think it was, right down here at the traffic light. We had no EMS anywhere for that accident.
I was there when that happened, yeah.
So that's one of the main reason why I'm pushing for this program here.
What's it called? Stay and.
Stay, pay to stay.
Stay.
So what it is we're gonna pay 2 EMTs or EMS or EMT together, doesn't matter, any licensed medical provider we have, we pay them a set figure to stay in the area to guarantee coverage. If they don't stay in the area going to coverage, they won't get that paid. Okay, and they'll get paid on top of that, their standard rate that they get paid to go on the calls. Some of the other townships do it already, and it works out pretty good. We had our annual 4th of July pancake. Wasn't too bad, wish it was more. We netted, I think it was like 800 of them. This one here was our other one. We did just over 800 on that one, because the weather wasn't too good. We did have a pancake breakfast for Neighborhoods United, for the cancer program that we were working on from firefighters on Detroit. We did $1,286 for that, was donated to that cause.
Cool.
Gail's been putting on a lot of extra hours at the department, getting our SOPs all up to date, as well as our ambulance inspection we got coming up here to renew our license. We just done it. 4th of July weekend, we had 3 runs. One of them was a trauma at the boat launch. You had a young man ran over by a boat. It was a busy weekend. We have two touch trucks this month. One of them we already did at Old Lake Library, and next one will be at the Roscommon Library. And what makes these important is that we get out to the youngins. You know, we talk to them about what it's like when they see us walk into their house all geared up, not, trying to explain to them, don't get scared. First thing a kid does when the fire happens, they hide. Toy box, closet, under the bed, they hide, no matter what. And when they see this guy coming in, or this woman coming in, all they see is this big piece of glass that scares the heck out of them. So that's what this touch truck does. We get them used to our gear. We answer any kind of questions they have, some of you ask us, why is that truck like that color, and that truck's that color? Or why do you have a ladder on this and not a ladder on that? So it works out pretty good. I think that's all I have for the fire. But
Thank you.
That
Go
pay
ahead.
to stay program, I really need to vote on that to get that going. That is important.
I like the idea of I checked once before and was told that there's a possibility of liability for the times that you are not there. And I had no idea. I think it got as far as trying to figure out how to blend with Garish, and that was 3 months ago, so.
Even if the people that are there will still have coverage at night, because they can still go on them calls later on after their due time. It doesn't mean they can't go on them. So we'll always have coverage. It's just, these ones here guarantee that the same people don't have to stay home all the time and do this out there over and over and over.
I like it.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions or comments for our fire chief, JC, here?
I do. Steve. So yeah, I was gonna actually bring up the West Launch accident. So what I heard, and I don't know if you can confirm or not, is that the 12-year-old boy in question with the severe injuries did have the right of way and the boat came too close. That being said, I want to bring up a situation that a couple of residents have, and one of them I think has a video of it, that the buoys that were placed at the end of McKinley Street are inside of the dock area, and she watched as a boy almost got taken out by a boat, because I don't know what the DNR permits are for that, but the buoys, and I went down there and checked it out myself, and there's docks that are here, and the buoys are 20, 30 feet for a safe zone inside of the dock, so the kids were jumping off the end of the dock. but boats are allowed to get, and I think it's a dangerous situation waiting to happen.
The McKinley one by Samoset?
Yep,
That's a road right away dock, that's not our, that's not.
so which ones, I thought we put those ones
We
in.
put the buoys in the swim area.
Yeah, the swim
But
area.
I can't control who, I can't dock off the, or buoy off that dock.
No, the buoys are in too close.
Oh, that's what DNR required, that's how they do it. I submitted a permit to DNR, DNR says, nope, can't be that far out. You have to
Okay,
come in
if
half.
I could get a copy of those, because I've asked the clerk's office for
It
that.
should be in the file.
Okay, I'd like to see it, because I have the video, it's a dangerous situation for
As a
children
matter of
waiting
fact,
to happen.
we didn't have any dock or buoy permits for years, and we finally did.
Yeah,
Especially Samoset, or Phoenix, I had it 300 yards out almost to the end, towards the garden. They told me I had to cut it in half.
okay.
So it's up to DNR how, where they.
Yeah, that's what I want to clarify, because if we have videos showing that children are actually swimming in what's supposed to be a safe zone, and you have boats coming within a couple feet of a child, I just think that's on the people in the state, and it's like somebody needs to step up and say something. I don't care what the DNR says, I'd rather protect the children than don't give really two squats what the DNR says. But, so thank you.
And actually, the buoys are in closer this year than they were last year.
That's what I've been
They are.
told. Okay, thank you,
One
Ben.
thing though is the dock, it didn't make the squares like they do on the dock. where
Sure.
it wouldn't push out as far, so maybe that's why.
Maybe
it
that's
looks
part,
like
yeah,
this.
so just maybe need some research to figure out.
But
Yep,
the buoys seem like they are in closer
Yep.
than they ever have been.
just something I'll look into for sure. Thank you.
And then as far as the accident on West Post Launch, I don't know what happened there exactly, and it wasn't a 12-year-old kid.
Oh, I heard it from the doctor that it was a young man.
No, he
Oh.
was old, he was over 21. So what? see,
Maybe he's
that's
dyslexic.
That's an example of, from when the time gets here to here.
Oh, yeah,
it's just changed.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. That's fair.
McKinley Street is one of the 16 permits that have a dock. They have a dock, so
Yep,
it's
yep.
kind of a private thing, and we've got that paperwork if you need to look at
Yep.
that.
Okay, we're gonna keep rolling. Your maintenance report, JC.
We got one more section here at the township to paint, and it's the front up there by the door. And it looks like one neighbor's not gonna let us do it this week either. Due to the weather. If the concerts are gonna continue to be as big as they are, I recommend Porta Johns. I know you don't want them, but you gotta have them if they're gonna be that big. Because from 2 o'clock on Friday, or 12 o'clock actually, is New Year's Eve, till 7 o'clock on Saturday, I have no control over the bathrooms whatsoever. I can't lock them until you guys have the concert, because people won't be able to use them there at the parks. So we have no control over that. Fencing at the amphitheater's almost done, I got one more section of rope put up, I should be able to get that up next week. They had spent that last section of lifting out. So that's there. We're down to 2 mowers. I called them yesterday, they're waiting on the parts to come in. The bearing seals are hard to find for the 2 wheels. And then, it happens every year. Someone drops off something here and there. This time they dropped off concrete bags at the dog park. You know? And a lot of residents, and honestly, a lot of residents around here that come up during the summer, they don't understand that if you have garbage and you put it out to your curb, they will pick it up. They just don't understand it. I did have a brief discussion with the recycling guy today, and he did tell me that, a week or 2 or so, he had 3 mini refrigerators dumped in recycling bins. So,
Interesting, because I look and I didn't see him.
yep. He said they found 3 of them when he took it to recycling. He said, you can't keep bringing these in. I said, well, I can't do anything about it. I closed the doors the other day because no matter how full they are, people want to fill them up more and more and more. So,
I understand your point of view, sir.
yep, that's it.
Anybody got any questions for JC in regards to maintenance? Okay, thank you, sir. Next is a supervisor report. Later on in this meeting, I'm going to make a motion to do something. I'm going to read something that's related to it because I spent a lot of time on this. I want to pass some info along about me in my past. Maybe nobody knows this. I was employed for 10 years with the DNR for work crew supervision and heavy equipment operation, maintenance, every piece of equipment they had, firefighting, road patrol, same with the U.S. Forest Service. Plus contract admin, campground park specialist, health and safety officer. I was the engineering rep for health and safety for the installation of the Lyon Township sewer. Did equipment maintenance and equipment maintenance scheduling for all of Wick's lumberyards in mid-Michigan. 25 years as a staff trainer with adult work crews, equipment maintenance. Just to give you an understanding that what I'm going to suggest here, I'm not pulling this out of my ass. I have a lot of experience in this. As far as supervisor duties, I have seen 3 versions. One is stripped down that Mr. Monet read at our last meeting, which very little is on there. One is from our attorney stating that the board can vote approval for duties to any elected official. Third being that a supervisor is responsible for all the township employees, grounds, work projects, health and safety. They seem to be based on the township size equaling what needed duties from who. Seems that middle one is best for us. I've been working on and I want to formalize a situation here in Lyon Township within the employees and the elected officials that the township left hand and the township right hand and both feet know what's going on in relationship to township properties, equipment, parks, project plans, building maintenance, and employee expectations. It has nothing to do with the clerk or treasurer's office's daily operations. Bottom line, better communication avoids working at cross purposes and running everything through me to the board helps to keep us out of litigation over things we can't prove happened as a board. If information comes through me, I can get it to the board and get it on the board agenda meetings. And this money is a kind of an example of that for those parts. Even if something happens that we did not approve as a board, if we go over it in a board meeting after the fact, at least we are aware of it. Right now, we have a piece of paper that says who we gave money to for various things. Nothing in there says how many of the board people were involved in that. Nothing. We have no proof of what we did in regards to that. I attached, I don't have it here, I talked to Supervisor Hill and Garish about these flow charts. We both agreed about how chaotic it is when you have 5 people trying to run a place together rather than 5 people funneling it through somebody. For that reason, Kevin, I, JC, and Bruce should have Monday morning half-hour meetings to prioritize and touch base. List expectations needed to be done, and inspections for the park property, cemetery grounds, and equipment. Unless we have an emergency or a difficult situation, money spent generally needs to be on or reported to a board meeting agenda and approved even after the fact and on the notes record. Again, in my opinion, that can only happen effectively here if our receptionist Ann is involved in funneling information that's coming across her desk. About 80% of what happens here goes across her desk. If it comes to me as a supervisor, I can make sure it gets on the agendas that I'm creating and try and tighten things up a little bit. So I'll go into that a little bit later, but that's part of my supervisor's report. Is there any questions from the public on the supervisor report? Yes, sir, Samuel. Go right ahead. Speak up, though. No mics, no nothing here.
On the front page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th paragraph. You have here, the elected official, and the third being the supervisor in capital, is responsible for all township employees, grounds, workout, projects, health, and safety, Inc. Is this what your lawyers are telling you?
No, that is one of the versions that's out there. That's what I just went over. One says you can do very little. One says the board can vote for what we all do. One says that I am, as a supervisor, am in charge in all of that. And I think it's about the size of the township more than anything. You're right, that's exactly what I said.
We'll discuss this more in the public comment. Thank you.
All right? Any other comments or questions for me? Okay, we'll move to, I am the acting ordinance officer. For that report, the summer is in full swing, as we all know, and so are the complaints and the comments. There's not a lot we can do with property complaints. I spent about 6 weeks chasing this around. Bottom line is the township is not going to get involved in property disputes. And my efforts to force the sheriff's department to get involved in easements that are blocked off came to a big nothing. They're not going to do anything. I went over, the deputy said to the undersheriff, kind of funny, he replied, yeah, they're not going to do anything, but if there's an actual dispute happening and they're called, they will come out there and help mediate the dispute. Not 10 minutes later, I got something from the prosecuting attorney that said, no, they will not do that. So let's just say it's going to be difficult. On the other hand, we have an agenda item here to take on one blight issue and run it to its fruition. If the complaints are signed, I look into them. We certainly have a lot of latitude on what we do, based on the fact that you could get 1,000 complaints about a lot of things. We have some latitude from, according to our legal, advice from the attorney, that we can make some choices about what we decide to get into. So getting into the one on, I can't remember the name of the street right now, but we're gonna chase one down for blight, address some other ones with letters, and let's see where we end up on that stuff. And it's a pleasure to serve this township. I've met so many good people coming up and offering to help, especially in the Friends of Lyon Township, the people that were there before, the people that are coming up now. Every day I'm a little bit amazed about how the quality of people in this township, we just need to all get together and move forward. So any questions for me about the ordinance officer report? Yes, sir.
County Sheriff's Department responds to complaints, period. Second, they're only allowed to apply the law where it is a law and nothing to do with township ordinances. So I could have said that to you before, I think you wasted a lot of time in that regard. Because when anybody calls the Roscommon County Sheriff's Department or the state police, they have to respond to that complaint somehow in some fashion, period. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Sam. I don't know if I wasted time. We were certainly kicking around asking the sheriff's department to help us with some things, and after more thought, my decision, at least from my point of view, was there's no reason to turn the police force loose on Lyon Township with people calling about various things, unless it is blatant trespassing or somebody's being threatened. And that's where it's at. And there's more work to be done on it. We'll see. You're right. We'll see. Okay, so that's it for the board reports.
Trustee
I'm
report?
sorry, I did that the last time,
Yep.
didn't I? You know why? Because it's not written here.
Yeah.
2 trustees?
Yeah, okay. Let her fly.
I just have a brief report that
Okay.
I did liquor inspections for the month. They're taken care of. The people are running the establishments. My wife says I don't talk very much, and then something else, I can't remember what it is. But I did liquor inspections for the month. They've been done. The establishments are all doing well, keeping with the ordinances and doing what they're supposed to do. And other than that, I just spend my time walking my dog in the neighborhoods and talking to the people and finding out what they need, and let them pet my dog for free.
Cool. Good point about the speaking softly. These microphones, even if we speak softly, the end result on that laptop should be pretty good. It's kind of built into it to try and take that out.
Yeah, have them turn mine up.
Well, that's what we were talking about, preset places to sit, because we can adjust them all.
And the batteries are running quick.
Are they?
Yep.
Mine's good. Hey, I got batteries. I'll give you something to do after your
Yeah.
report.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions for trustee Detmer? Okay, we'll move on to trustee Monet.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, Supervisor Bertrand handed me this. I'd like to announce that the assessment hearing for the, what's it called, Lake Level SAD, there's notices up there, is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Roscommon High School, 10600 Oakwood Drive, Roscommon, Michigan, 48653. Okay. I've been spending the last month doing some research on old resolutions and motions and state statutes and such, as I like to do. So my comments is that I've had residents come to me, and this is something the board will have to discuss eventually. There seems to have been a change in FOIA request protocol for fees and such. And we decided originally as a board, if it was a very simple request, push of a button, you look the report up, you give it to them. There wasn't supposed to be any exorbitant fees or otherwise. So I'm a little bit confused on that. I've been researching this idea of the mileage that was paid to consultant Pam Scott and how to address that. And I did get some legal information from different sources that I keep in touch with, that once it's approved in the consent agenda, it's a done deal. So this whole idea that we may ask it for her back, or there may be other things going on, not so sure, because it's already been approved, it's a done deal. So I've been researching that. I've also been asked by a resident what happened to board meetings, minutes and videos online. There hasn't been anything, I believe, posted since April. And they wondered where those were, just throwing it out there. And last but not least, because Supervisor Bertrand brought this up, this whole idea of supervisor duties, I'd like to address that. So once again, here we are in a situation where, and I have told many people, this board and others, no one will speak for me, no one will put words in my mouth, and if you do, we're gonna have an issue. What I said at the last meeting, at the work session, and I taped it for this reason, is I said, not what supervisor duties are. I stated that under state law, the supervisor has no more statutory authority than any other sitting board member. He insisted that Ann do different duties in the office without board approval. I have also spoken to Brian Hill, and they have a very clear, concise understanding of what office protocol is based on a board vote. So this whole idea that there is a version that the attorney says that the board can vote approval for duties, really, if anyone knows what the statutes say about duties for supervisors and others, it is me. So I want to clear the air. That is, once again, a misrepresentation of what I said. I did not say you couldn't assign other duties. So, because I was not censored, I will be contacting the law firm, because I was never told I couldn't. And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, both trustees. All right, so, speaking of something you just said, I will make a motion that we accept the board reports as read. Do we have a second?
Second.
I hope so. Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion from the board on the board reports? Okay, we'll end the discussion. All those in favor of accepting the board reports as read signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Okay, the motion passes 5-0. Next is the approval of the consent agenda. There were packets here for the board members. They're all over there for any of the public that wants to grab them. I will make a motion that we approve the consent agenda consisting of the check register report, invoice register report, board reports, and board meeting and special board meeting minutes from 5/21/25, 6/4/25, 6/21/25, 6/25/25, and the board work session minutes from 6/11/25. Do I have a second on approving the consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any further discussion on that?
Yes, there is. that I think it would be a shame if this board votes for this consent agenda this evening, considering we just received this evening. No one on this board would have had time to review this, and I think until the board has a chance to review this in a timely fashion, it should not be approved.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
Is there any other comments from the board members? Okay, so I'll read the motion again, just for the clarity. I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda consisting of check register report, invoice register report, board reports, and board meeting and special board meeting minutes from 5/21, 6/4, 6/21, 6/25, all in 2025, and the board work session minutes from 6/11/25. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
It's money, roll call.
Aye.
Oh, you want, yes, you're correct, insofar as the register report. So Clerk Byrne, could we please have a roll call on that motion?
Sure. Trustee Detmer,
No.
trustee Monet,
No.
treasurer Hobbs,
Yes.
supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
clerk Pern, yes.
Okay, the motion passed at 3-2. So, board comments, sir, but light them up quick.
Oh, I guess I'm done now. I did it under my report.
Oh, you did it? Okay.
So thank
Any
you.
other board members want to say something now they didn't already say in their reports?
No, let's move on.
Okay. Okay, agenda, old business. I'm going to ask for a board vote on pursuing blight and dangerous building violations issued longstanding at 110 Canton Street. We discussed this last week at the work session and generally agreed to do it and see how the process goes and the cost. So today, do we have a motion to continue with the blight and dangerous building violations already issued at 110 Canton Street? Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any discussion from the board on this matter?
Do we have a written complaint concerning this?
Yeah, several, over a 2-year span. The previous board just kind of stopped. We had talked at the work session about let's follow one through and see how much money this is gonna cost and how big a deal it really is.
Just food for thought. I know it would take a little bit of time to put this together. Is there any information that was put together in a packet for the board to review? All I know is an address and a drive-by I did. I have no idea what the former process has been for this. I don't have any idea what the former complaints are. I've never seen them.
No, there is not.
Okay.
I could fill you in a little bit more that it's.
No, that's okay. We went through
No,
that
I
in the
mean,
work
yeah,
session.
there's several letters, a dozen, some complaints, some stickers were put on.
Tentative cost to the community for pursuing this?
That's the kicker, right there. If we don't do it, we're not gonna find out. Okay, I'll state it again, and I guess we would need a roll call, because it is gonna be involving money. So, well, is there any other discussion from the board?
Well, we don't have any idea of cost, eh?
No, the only idea is that I think that's what stopped the previous board.
Well, if there's no money involved, because we don't know what it's going to be, how?
No, I mean-
We need a roll call vote.
If we pursue it, we need to
Oh,
go
to
back to our
pursue.
attorney
Okay,
and to
sorry.
pursue this, yeah. I'll state it one more time for clarity. Do we have a motion to or on the motion to continue with the blight and dangerous building violations issued at 110 Canton Street? Do we have a roll call, please, Clerk Pern?
Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes, we need to know how this is gonna work.
trustee Monet,
As presented, no.
trustee Detmer,
Not sure you heard, maybe you did.
oh, I think, he's thinking.
Good.
I honestly tell you, I don't know. It seems like, you know, let's pull a pin on the grenade and see what happens. I think we should look into it a little bit further. There's gotta be some estimates on how much it costs to pursue one of these things, so there's gotta be a way. I don't wanna just open up and say, spend whatever. I'd like to know what it's gonna cost and
Exactly.
if there's other ways to pursue it.
But we need to pursue it to find out that cost.
Well, I mean, we're only voting on a motion. If that's a
Right.
no, that's a no. I don't wanna put words in your mouth, but I mean, if it doesn't fly, it doesn't fly.
Well, I can't imagine a qualified attorney doesn't have some idea.
Well, we're already in the vote,
Yeah, so,
so.
I know.
Steve, did you make up your mind?
Yeah, I said no.
Okay, sorry,
Okay.
didn't hear that.
All right,
Treasurer Hubbs
Yes?
and Clerk Pern, yes.
okay, motion carries 3-2. Okay, I'm gonna ask for a board vote on which board members and staff should be included in a polo shirt purchase with a Lyon insignia. This is a kind of a mundane thing, but I go to a lot of meetings and so do other people. It would be nice if we had a polo shirt with a logo on it. Question is really, because they're not that expensive, it's, everybody please wait, well, let me ask for a motion first. That we purchase the polo shirts, no, we're gonna have to discuss it first. Let's have a board discussion on who the board thinks should actually have these things. Everybody,
Well, you need the
including
motion
maintenance?
first to open it up.
Well, I got it, there's no way I can't put the numbers in the motion until we talk about this a little bit.
Shouldn't this have been done at our work session and then we vote on it now?
Didn't happen till after the work session.
Can we put it off to the next work session?
We'll make a motion then for the discussion, at least to do that. Motion that
Sure.
you want to discuss.
I can make a motion, I'll make a motion that we discuss some aspects of purchasing these shirts. It's not a big deal. We should be able to come up with some numbers here. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, we got that. Is there any discussion from the board? And there certainly is, right?
Yep.
So my thoughts initially were for the, potentially for the occasions that the staff in the office and the 5 board members, and also that the maintenance crew gets some kind of a T-shirt, maybe a high-vis orange or green. To try and stay under a total price of $500, it wouldn't come anywhere near that. But that's a number that we can certainly live with and not worry about exceeding. What's anybody else think?
I don't think we should spend any money on shirts. Nobody cares about a shirt. Go get a shirt made if you want a shirt made.
Okay, anybody
I
else?
mean, really, at the end of the day, and I'm not gonna be, I mean, would it be dictated we have to wear them? So if they buy them and don't wear them, what's the point of spending it?
Nobody's gonna dictate anything.
Okay,
Sure.
well,
It's a matter of whether you'd like to wear one at an event.
I like Timothy's idea, just go buy one yourself and put a
Okay.
logo on it.
Okay, and that's 2.
I agree.
Okay, that's 3. So per the discussion, I'll make the motion that and I'll put some numbers in it and we can vote no. Unless anybody else has anything to say about it. Okay, so do we have a motion to purchase 10 polo shirts with township insignia for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 employees and to stay under the total purchase price of $500? Do we have a second? Last call on a second. Okay, we do not have that motion. So moving on. A quick update, this just happened recently. We are involved in a lawsuit with Wood versus Lyon Township, but it's et al. There's probably 80 different people involved in it. I did get a hold of the township attorney, and he's a little miffed at why this is even happening, because it might be generally something that happens a lot, and somehow somebody got lit up about this. But I don't think it's going to affect us in any way, and neither did he, other than it's in Lyon Township. Anybody got a comment on that? Okay, we'll move forward. I would request that we need a board vote on the approval for the Park and Rec request to purchase a hammock stand for Samoset Park. Price not to exceed $1,500, and it's likely, or I'm gonna end up at about 1,100 if we put it in. There is money in the budget for this. So, in the spirit of continuing to upgrade all the township parks, I'll make that motion to purchase a hammock stand for Samoset Park not to exceed a cost of $1,500. Is there a second?
For discussion purposes, I'll second.
Okay, we have a second, so it's open to discussion for the board.
Does the township have adequate liability insurance to cover this if somebody puts their hammock on our stands and then injures themselves?
Good question. I talked to Paul Olson about used equipment or anything like that, and he seems to think we're okay, but not specifically to somebody bringing their hammock down and putting it on our stand. Good question.
And in the culture and climate of the way this country is in the world nowadays, do you not see a problem possibly with someone saying, I was here first, I was here first, I was here first, and next thing you know, police are called because somebody wants their hammock there if they walked away for 2 minutes?
No, but I don't think like you. So the way it is if something turns into a problem, in my opinion, then we deal with it.
I mean, with that theory, you could say that about everything.
No, I know, but,
Swing,
oh, absolutely.
slide.
But we'd be adding to
Yeah.
it. Now.
Well, I mean, if you have comments, make them, because we
Yeah.
gotta roll
Right.
through this.
All right,
thing.
so if we've already given out $6,000 to the picklers, this is another 1,500, that's 7,500.
Right.
That's correct? Basically is what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an X amount of money in that budget. We have not even got close to half of it. And the money is there to spend for the things that we believe are in the benefit of the township and the parks. No, it's not like it's getting close to some ceiling.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Not-
So-
Not counting the 1,500, Tim, we have approximately, if we approve these other things, about $3,650 spent out of the 6,000. So
Not counting this, though.
Yeah.
Not counting
Yeah.
this. This is another whole deal. That's not the 6,000.
Okay. Is there any other comments or discussion for the board, from the board? Okay, I'll repeat the motion for clarity. In the spirit of continuing to upgrade all the township parks, I'll make the motion to purchase a hammock stand for Samoset Park not to exceed a cost of $1,500. So that will need a roll call. Certainly, Clerk Byrne.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
Treasurer Hop,
Yes.
Trustee Monet,
No.
Trustee Detmer,
Yes.
Clerk Kern, yes.
Okay, a motion carries 4-1. Discussion on recycling needing a township tag and promoting Lyon Township residents only use. You certainly heard J.C.'s comments about this. I'm going in the exact opposite direction. I believe that's, every time that I work there, and I've worked there 3 different days, and I stop a lot, everybody loves the fact that they have access to that. There are issues with things being in there. At some point, I've torn the bags apart 2 different times. I don't see the garbage that was claimed, so I don't hear complaints about garbage. Now it's mini refrigerators. Certainly could be true. We are purchasing a camera. This is an ongoing situation. We're going to locate it near the recycling, actually right by the gate to the compost site, but it'll look back at the recycling. We need we recently purchased a bunch of signs saying, you're being watched, this is recycling. There's several of them. I don't even know where they went. We need to find those and get them out there. I'm going to suggest that we purchase, that's what this is about. If you guys have this paper in front of you. If you look at that, in the upper right-hand corner on this dumpster is a sign that the old board had put on these things. You can't read it, but I'm going to give you an example of what I'd like to do. There is enough room on these dumpsters. Is JC still here? JC, are those, they pretty much stay here and they just dump them, right?
What's that?
The recycled dumpster, the bins.
They never leave the property.
Okay. So I assume that's why the previous board put this, but there's only one that still had it on it. I'm gonna suggest that we put a similar board or a sticker on there, but about this size, because there's certainly room for it. If we were to do that and try and explain, make sure you flatten the stuff out, make sure that you're doing the stuff, not putting other things in there. No. Is it gonna stop everybody? No. Is it gonna help? Probably. I'm not inclined to wanna take this service away from the people until we do everything we can. So I'm gonna suggest,
You also need to get permission from them to put your sign on there. That's their equipment.
good point. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem, but I'm gonna go forward, and if it, if it passes, it passes, and if it doesn't, then we can't do it, then we don't do it. So it would take 6, that's, 1 for each bin plus 1 extra. At a minimal cost, so I buy these things from them frequently. It's under $100 easily, it's probably under 80. So I'm gonna make a motion that in continuation of our efforts to keep the bins outside the compost site and not abused, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of 6 large sticker signs from Express Copy to go 1 on each recycle bin with 1 extra, up to $100 if the bins stay here, and we just got that part clear. So is there a second on that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second on the motion. So any further board discussion on this?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea, but I'm just wondering as well if this board could get together at some point and use Act 246 of 1945 for the general health and welfare of the people. We enact a township-wide ordinance about recycling must be done in a proper way. We put a notice in everyone's tax statement. When the cameras are up, we will have a schedule of violation fees on record if they are throwing trash, debris, freon things, anything that should not go in the recycling bins that are not disposed of properly, then we have grounds to stand on.
With you 100%. Look at that, the earth just shook.
It did again.
No, if not that, certainly a letter implying that we would do those things.
Yep.
So I have a question. How would you, with the camera, what are you gonna get their license plate number?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be the
And then
point.
what do you do from there?
If we structure something where we can send them a letter and say that it was
Right.
noticed that they were there.
Now, you must remember, in 2000, the boards passed a resolution that gives all the authority to the ordinance officer as if they were a police officer for our ordinances. Our ordinance officer has the jurisdictional authority to cite people, send notices, and go after them.
And that's why I'm there a lot, and that's my conclusions, is that
Yep.
this might be the best way to go about it. And also, there's another one for signs on the road
Yeah.
coming in, residents only, Lyon
So if
residents
they're-
only.
If they're from Garish Township and they come over here and dump in there, we're gonna go after them?
There's nothing wrong with a notice. I think a nice
I don't know
worded
about
letter.
that,
Go
to
after
me,
them.
it's one thing at a time.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep them from being overfilled, and the question certainly is whether people are coming from all over, and so far, I'm not seeing it. But the camera will certainly tell us more. The camera, we need a camera on the back end of that thing anyway, because when we had problems with kids tearing up running four-wheelers around and stealing our signs, but being kind enough to recycle the metal.
Or anything, this is just an if, Kevin, this isn't set in stone, this is something that
Yeah,
things that
I
we
get
could
it,
look at.
but this, I mean, the long term is to get rid of these, in my opinion.
Yes, that is your opinion, and we are
Get rid of
exactly
recycling?
opposite.
These bins and have them at curbside.
Yeah, see. and
Well,
that-
and yeah, I would love that, we would all love that.
I mean, that is the best way to deal with this. And it's gonna take public opinion on it, because it's gonna cost money, and I think the public at that point, when we know how much it's gonna cost, we have a town hall and let people voice their opinions, yes or no.
Yeah, I'm not against that, I don't think we're
I
there
mean,
yet.
that's, because this happens every Monday, I go by and there is just,
No, okay.
don't, what do you mean, no?
I'm there, I
go
drive
there
by
every
on
Monday.
Sundays, I go on Monday mornings, I pick the shit up myself.
Okay.
We had 4th of July weekend, there was a large overflow.
All right.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, I'm saying we can put better effort in before we take it away.
I didn't
And
say
maybe
take it
not, if
away.
you don't, no, but I mean, if the motion doesn't pass, that's fine, it's just my thoughts.
How's the camera purchase, even if you get a good camera, how's it gonna tell you what's in a bag that somebody threw in?
Generally, part of this is if they're not flattening the cardboard down, in order to get it through the side slots, if you're strong enough, you pop the lid open and just start heaving crap in there, which must have happened with mini refrigerators. Well, right there, none of that's supposed to be in.
And that would say, you can't go on bags. Common sense would say, if you can visibly see a mini fridge or something that shouldn't be in there,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and I don't want to get stuck on it. We differ on it, no question about it. But for the sake of this, there's two cheap things we can do besides the camera. This is one of them.
any more discussion?
Yeah, any more discussion on that? Okay. I'll restate the motion, just to be clear. In a continuation of efforts to keep the bins outside and not abused, I'll make a motion, or we have a motion to approve the purchase of 6 large sticker signs from Express Copy to go one on each bin with one extra, up to $100. This would certainly need a roll call vote. Clerk Pern.
Trustee Monet,
Yay.
trustee Detmer,
Yes.
treasurer Hobbs.
No, for the simple fact, you don't know if you can put them on their bin.
Well, if it turns out we can't, we won't do it.
With permission then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we don't have permission, so no.
Okay.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
clerk Pern, no.
Okay, that motion carries 3-2.
I got 3 no's.
Oh, did I not
Detmer,
count that?
did you say no?
I thought he said yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I heard it
If you
wrong.
did, I missed it.
I said yes.
You said yes, okay, it's 3-2. Passes.
Okay, motion passes.
I'm not clear on it now. That's the only way we're gonna put them on or buy the stickers is if we have permission from
Yeah,
the trash company, is that correct?
yeah. First question is, do they stay there? They do. If we have to ask them, we'll ask them. If it can't, I mean, if they say no, they say no, so.
They should be asked before we purchase them.
Yeah, that's my intent. Yeah,
The only time they'll have to leave the property is if they get replaced.
yeah.
If something's damaged on it enough to where they have to replace it.
All right, so you guys like that one so much. We're gonna move on to another one. On the road going in there, my grandkids made a couple signs that they put, or I put them out, right by the bins that say Lyon Township residents only. Again, in the continuation of these efforts to keep them outside, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the purchase of 4 sticker signs from Express Copy, just stating Lyon Township residents only, to be placed on the road going into the recycle bin, starting at about the baseball field. 2 on the road and 2 right at the bins, and we'll get rid of the grandkid ones. The purchase for that would be $80 or under. So in that, I'll make the motion to approve the purchase of the 4 stickers from Express Copy stating Lyon Township residents only in those locations, up to $80. Do we have a second? Last
I'll
call.
second. I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? Similar to the other thing, it's, to me, it's a matter of trying everything we can.
I think we need to get permission from the township to put them there first.
Well, let's ask.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion from the board? Okay, purchase 4 from Express Copy, Lyon Township residents only, 2 at the site, 2 at the road, up to $80. We'll need a roll call for that too, Clerk Pern.
Treasurer Hobbs,
No.
trustee Monet,
Yay.
trustee Detmer,
No.
supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
clerk Pern, no.
Okay, it goes down in flames, 2-3. The noes have it, let's put it that way. Okay, number 6, Roscommon County Road Commission cost to mark 3 public road ends as being public access. I did get, Roger got back to me. It's pretty expensive, certainly not gonna look at 3. But including the survey work that's needed to put the 4 corners, there's actually 2 4x4s down by the water, 2 back up by the road where the public access road turns into. Excuse me. About $2,000. I am gonna make a motion, and we'll see where this goes. I'm gonna make a motion that we select 1 road end with public access right-of-way not being clear, and follow up with the county to properly market. Just 1, just on that motion alone. I think we could determine which one is the biggest problem area. I know of 4 that are ridiculous, that have lawns over them. But anyway, to do 1, and Holton Lake, they're doing these as they can, so they're not doing 1 million all at once, but they're doing a few each year.
So I have a question, is this,
Well, wait,
He doesn't
we gotta
have a
open it
motion.
up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do we have a second on that?
I'll second just for the discussion.
All right, we got a second, so what's the discussion?
So is this road commission property?
They're defining the road right away, so,
So
At-
we have to put a sign up?
no, they will put a 4x4 post there that says, there's large letters, Roscommon County Road Commission engraved into the 4x4.
But we have to pay for it?
Yes, we have to pay
Why
for
would-
it.
Why would we pay for it if it's their
Because we
property?
cannot go out there and knucklehead our way into something without a survey. It's possible they
But
could
if
do the
it's their
survey and
property,
we
I
could
don't
put them in.
understand why we're paying for a sign.
They're marking the road right-of-way edge,
Okay.
because that's also the edge of the public access. So
Okay,
in
so let
theory,
them do
you
it.
can't block a public access from somebody, if somebody wanted to go down there and try and put a boat in there.
I get it, but let them do it.
They're not gonna just do it.
Okay, why not? We're in a discussion.
Because I can ask them again.
It's-
The point is, if we request it, they'll do it, but that's the cost. They're not gonna chase road ends unless we make it a priority
Yeah,
for
then we gotta
public
pay for it.
access. Yes,
Well, we've got 10 to 12 of those
That doesn't
things
make
that
any
people have
sense.
complained about already, but they
Right.
haven't complained in writing. They haven't done that. That 10 to
Well,
12,
I have-
that's
yeah.
$25,000.
no, we're not gonna do them all at once, I'm saying do one.
Yeah,
If we
but
do
we're gonna
one a
do it.
year, in a dozen years, most of the ones that are really flagrantly being abused would be done. And we don't, I'm just making a motion to do
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
But that's the approximate cost.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, because I find it interesting that the board would vote to approve $1,500 for a hammock stand, but they don't want to approve, when I hear it every single day working at Good Times, people have issues with road ends, it's been going on for generations, that if you simply mark it so people have something to go on, they can say, listen, it's marked. So Mr. Property Owner, Mrs. Property Owner, it doesn't matter, say what you want, it's right there, it's legal, leave me alone, I'll leave you, I hear it all the time. So what would be wrong with just some simple signs that tell people once and for all, especially as busy as this lake is getting? We have more and more tourists coming every single year, and then people come to the store and they go, where can I go? Can I go at the end of the road? Can I do this? Can I do that? If it's clearly defined, I think it's great.
So
Yeah.
let them pay for it.
Well, the catch-22 there is we can't put signs on
When it comes
the
to the
county road,
hammock,
right?
at least
No, we
that's
can't,
ours.
exactly.
Right, and then we can't put signs on the private property.
Exactly.
The county can mark the
Sure.
edge of the road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Any other discussion?
And this is one time, I will say, I do believe it's a good idea, because just like the issues on Samoset that go back generations, everyone thinks they own the right of way to that sand on Samoset, and they do not. And this has been confirmed to me numerous times by the road commission. There's one home that dates back like 10 generations that has deeded access. But yet, everybody builds fire pits, stairs, steps, this, and this, and all that sandy little strip that they have right there, telling everyone else they can't go on it, which they won't do. Why? Because years ago, Roscommon County got sued and got their butts handed to them because the appellate court said you didn't take care of it then and set precedents. We're not going to enforce it now. So if we don't do something now, what's next? We'll just give up all the road ends? Okay, might as well.
It's not ours to begin with, so.
It's for the people.
Then let the road commission
Okay,
pay, what is so
but-
hard?
Well, okay, all
They are
right,
the
yeah, we'll be
people
here
who-
forever doing that.
It is
What's
One-
the
for
vote? What's the
them,
vote?
not for the county.
Well, I'm gonna go for the vote, but I would add one thing that, where this started with me, is people who come up here to vacation or they come up on the weekend, they don't know where they can and cannot.
Exactly.
Therefore, I decided to put some time and effort into that.
Price is
Okay,
a little
so,
upward.
any other discussion on it from the board?
Just remember one thing. More revenue, more tourists, more taxes, more hammock stands.
There you go.
At least they're ours.
Yeah, okay, so, on the motion that we select one road end with public access right away, not being clear, and follow up with the county to properly market. We will need a roll call vote on that, Clerk Pern.
Clerk Pern, no. Treasurer,
Absolutely not.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Absolutely all day long.
Trustee Detmer,
No.
Trustee Monet.
Yay.
Okay, down in flames, 3-2. Okay, next, the items that were struck were 7, 8, and the new 7 is to approve the resurfacing of the pickleball courts. This is included in the money, that $6,000 that was already approved. The initial estimate was $3,000. They found somebody that will do it for $1,500, and they will do it Saturday, by God. So, they found a provider for half of that cost, and they can do it Saturday. So we're here to make a decision to help them out or not. And this is in the middle of the already approved amount of $6,000. So I will make a motion to approve the resurfacing of the pickleball courts for the price of 15.
Can I make a correction?
Sure, absolutely.
It's just striping, new striping for lines, that's not a whole resurfacing, that would have been.
Oh, that's the wrong word to use,
So
right?
we're making new stripes.
All right, let me
So
change
that's
it
for
to the
that.
striping.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I will make a motion to approve the restriping of the pickleball courts for the price of $1,500. Do we have a second?
I'll give you a second.
Okay, we have a second, so board discussion on this matter. Again, it's all part of the $6,000 we already gave to do. This was one of the things to do.
Well, the 1,500 is the start for the striping. We have a couple of blowers, that about $160. We got some spray coating, some protectant, some locks, storage box, and the nets that have already been purchased for $1,800. They're already done. The storage box has already been approved. That whole total, including the 15, is $3,652, well under the $6,000.
Yeah, they're not even close. Doing a good job, in my estimation, is trying to cut corners and save the money. Anyway, any other comment from the board? Okay, so on the motion to approve the striping of the pickleball courts for a price of $1,500, we will need a roll call vote, Clerk Pern.
Okay. I would like to include all those other things though as well, but since we've mentioned them individually.
Well, this is probably my fault. You and I talked about this, and I thought you wanted them individually, and I did not get to all of the other ones, because we would have a long list of trying to do them
No, we
individually.
just went through them, real quick.
Are you suggesting that I redo the motion to include all those
Yes.
things? Okay.
Look at all the pickleball, in that pickleball budget, we're fine.
Are you fine with the estimated cost of them, or we're just gonna do it that it's within the $6,000?
We got $3,652
Okay.
right now.
Okay,
I
well, if
think
you're gonna
she's doing a
change the
great
agenda,
job.
You have to motion to change the agenda. You can't just change it because it was already put in there.
Well, okay. If we go through with this motion and it fails, I can make another one, or I can change the wording in the motion based on nobody likes it right now.
Can't change the agenda without board approval.
Not the agenda, I can change the motion, and you're saying that then that would include more things.
That's the agenda.
Okay, to make you happy. I will do that. I'll make a motion that we change the agenda at this point in time so that we can include the purchase of all the items that were remaining on the list of things for the $6,000 that was given to Parks and Rec for the pickleball courts.
I'll
Do we-
second.
Okay. Is there any board discussion on that? Okay, so the change in the agenda is not necessarily spending money, so all those in
Yep.
favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Okay, I'll go back to then making a motion to approve the purchase of the remaining items listed, or the remaining items that were included in the $6,000, the original money. To be done now that we can approve the purchase of those items. So let me restate that. I'll make a motion to approve purchasing the items that were listed on the request for the $6,000 for the pickleball courts.
That's item number 8, you started off saying at the beginning of the meeting. So number 7 is the restriping, and number 8, you said lockbox and spray. So
Well, now it's,
And actually, the agenda was just changed, so now we don't have to go through the lockbox and striping. What he's reading shouldn't be the 6,000, you're correct, it should be the striping and lockbox only. 'Cause
there's
that-
more than that, though, is what he's talking about. There's blowers, there's other things involved in this.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear you're going for the whole shebang. I only heard lockboxes and striping.
Why don't you restate what you're comfortable with
Yeah.
there, Clerk Pern, on the list of things?
I'm comfortable with all of it. What was done before was the storage box, and we talked about redoing that court, but the extra things that came in were the blowers, the spray coating, the protectant, the locks we needed for the storage box, and the nets are already done.
Right.
They're already here, so the total of that is $36.52.
Okay, then
And it
if I,
can be ordered soon, those other parts, if it's approved.
So that's the motion.
Just make a motion to approve this $36.50.
Yeah, I guess that, yeah,
well, we have to know what it got spent on.
right, so there's his list.
Okay. Can I read your writing?
Sure.
I'll make a motion that we approve spending the money for the court striping, the 2 blowers, the spray coating to preserve the nets, protectorant and the locks, and the storage box. With these estimated prices, that would be $36.52 in total, including the nets that we already got. Do I have a second on that motion?
I'll
And that
second.
includes the restriping.
Yes. So we have a second. Any further discussion on it? Okay, Clerk Pern, as stated, can we have a roll call, please? Good thing it's on video.
Treasurer Hobbs,
Yes.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes?
Trustee Monet,
No,
Trustee Detmer,
Yes.
Clerk Pern, yes.
Okay, motion carries 4-0. So number 8 is the storage lockbox. We're gonna drop that, strike it, because we included it in the previous motion. And 9 does not need to be there. We got through it. Okay, so we're
Now,
into
wait
the
a minute,
new,
you dropped number 8 here, and that was an approve a lockbox.
that's what we just included in there.
That's not for this. This lock and this box is $85 plus 25, yours is $750, that must be a lockbox for something else.
That lockbox was intended, the one that I looked at that could be up to $750 was intended to put all this stuff in.
This stuff? That's not the list I got from Cindy.
It's $75 for the box.
To put the stuff in. Okay,
Yeah, it's all, you got the idea.
It's 80 gallons for the $85?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
When-
where the 750.
No, when I looked at them, for 80 gallons was anywhere from 130 up to about 750.
Well, we found it
Professional shopper.
we found
Yes,
it for
being a
85.
professional shopper that you are.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm perfectly happy to strike it if you got it for less money.
from 750 to 85. Nice job, Cindy.
Okay,
Okay, let's try and slide into the new agenda business. Easy. Nothing gets done without meetings. So number one on the new agenda, the board, I'm gonna ask for a board vote to approve a priorities meeting that includes myself, JC, Kevin, and Bruce on Monday mornings, typically around 9:30, with the intent is to prioritize the week's work. I read something a little bit earlier that's related to this. I think we sorely need to have a little bit more communication at the start of the week. Make sure that we're touching base on stuff. That's my opinion. I will make that motion as stated. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any discussion on that from the board?
So this meeting on Mondays with us is just to find out what these guys are gonna be doing for the following week. Correct? Like, there's gonna be no, we're all gonna be on the same page, I wanna say.
Well, the point is, if we're prioritizing what we're doing, we're gonna get closer to being on the same page. And then if they, on that list of things to do would be coming, one of the things that they should do, while we're meeting with JC, they need to look at those parks every Monday and see if anything blew up over the weekend.
That's fine, but we're gonna all agree on,
Well, we have priorities and then try and agree. So if
yes,
we're looking at that and it looks like rain Wednesday, Thursday, then maybe cutting grass Tuesday.
yes.
And
simple
it also
stuff.
includes that if they need parts, you and I can run for them.
But once we agree,
Try to stay there.
there's nobody gonna say, oh, no, we're doing this.
Not, in theory, no, we're trying to
Not in
bring it
theory,
closer
no.
to.
Theory, no.
No, you gotta take it,
No,
you gotta
no,
allow for,
no.
no, don't give me, listen, you gonna let me finish? If you don't allow for an emergency, you can't get locked into it. There are times that maybe something will happen. It's a general premise to try and run your operation the way that people
That's fine.
understand what's going on.
That's fine, but.
Is this going to be a mandatory meeting every Monday?
I'm not mandatory, I'm suggesting that we do that as part of trying to make sure
As
the
long
left
as
and
no
the
one
right.
person
and the
is
feet.
dictating.
Well, if we pass a motion, it's mandatory. That becomes the new rule. Unless it says optional included. Board vote to approve a priorities meeting including on Monday mornings, typically around 9:30. That means it will be.
I'm gonna
the rule.
add whenever possible.
As needed?
No, whenever possible. Because on some Mondays, it might not happen. See, you think all these things that I don't think will ever happen, so that's all right. So I'll change a motion that I ask the board to vote on approving a priorities meeting, including myself, JC, Kevin, and Bruce, on Monday mornings, typically around 9:30, whenever possible. Intent being to prioritize the week's work. Do we have a second on that slight change there in the motion?
I'll second. And then I have
Okay,
discussion.
then board discussion.
Okay. Wouldn't whenever necessary be a little bit more in line with whenever possible? Because you can have possible, you can have it anytime, but
No.
does it
No,
necessitate?
it's not a necessity to me, it is, we're gonna try and do it every time, whenever possible. And not necessary, because necessary means you skip 2 weeks because you don't think you need one.
Exactly.
No, I don't like that language, but,
Okay.
Call for the vote.
okay. As stated, Mondays, whenever possible, 9:30. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the same?
Nay.
Nay.
3 nays?
Yep.
Okay, down in flames. Next on the agenda is a board vote to approve a 2-year contract for the mechanical, electrical, and building inspectors within ACU code. This is actually revisiting the issue where we had previously decided to month-to-month severable by either party. So on the motion to approve a 2-year contract for the mechanical, electrical, and building inspectors within AccuCode, do we have a second?
Second.
Got a second? Any board discussion on it?
Absolutely. I thought we were only looking at a 2-year contract for Robert or Moore. We're now looking at a 2-year for the other gentleman? Because I thought his email was AccuCode, not the other gentleman.
He sent me another email and said, make sure to, the intent is to include the other people.
I sent you that.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
All three?
Well, yeah, they all work hand in hand. They can't have,
Well, I just thought it was for Robert too.
Yeah,
no, all three.
Well, the motion is for all three. As far as my input, I would have rather waited until a couple of months. We're all working our ass off right now.
I still don't
The
understand.
original, the original allocation in the budget was money was put there for a
Right.
possible cost of living at the 6-month point of the fiscal year. So we're a couple
Yeah.
months shy of that.
So he's gonna do it the same price for the next 2 years?
Who is, Robert?
Yes.
Okay, so here's my point. The other gentlemen are individuals. I don't understand, like it's been in the past, why we're not passing motions for their contracts, if you will, separately. They don't work for Robert. They get paid separately, so don't they deserve their own
They
consideration?
were they all wanted to do it together, so,
Who did? You did? Or the board?
They
Or
did.
they did?
yeah.
Well,
I mean, to
I
have a
wish
guy
I-
work month to month, to me, I mean, that's kind of insulting. The guy's been here for 5 years, does a great job, no complaints. I mean,
Okay,
give
and
the
to
guy
your
a couple of
point-
years contract.
You are talking about Robert and Moore, one individual, which is why I think we should consider their contracts individually
They all
because
work hand in hand is what I'm.
they do, but they do not work for Robert. They work
They're
hand in
here,
hand on
Timothy.
projects,
They're
but
on
they,
here to-
I'm just saying, they don't work for him, therefore I believe they deserve individual consideration.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other comments from the board?
Well, just that I would say, I'm all for giving Robert the 2-year contract. I didn't know anything about his associates, let's put it that way. I didn't know they were part of the program.
I know he sent something to me. I'm pretty sure he copied Kevin. I'm not sure he
Send it to all
copied
you
everybody
guys,
else.
got a copy of it.
It is what it is. We can deny the motion or we can vote in support of it, that it includes all three. Any other discussion from the board?
Yeah, once again, I do not think it's good to clump these all together. When I have emails that support Mr. Moore's contention about state statute when it comes to certain cases that will be coming up in this township, whether it be a zoning board of appeals hearing or any planning commission hearing, and not stating the correct statute, and I think based on things like that,
For the sake of the fact that I believe
okay,
that
well,
he
you can't
did,
interrupt board members during
Okay.
comment, during discussion, and
keep it on topic.
I am keeping it on topic, therefore, we're talking about his contract, and I just think this is why the gentlemen deserve individual consideration.
Okay, I believe that he sent that email. There have been times before that you're not getting these things, and we've had that discussion too. And I always cringe a little bit when you say I didn't get it. I checked with you today to make sure you got some stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so we have the motion on the floor. Is there any more discussion on it? Okay, on the motion to approve a 2-year contract for the mechanical, electrical, and building inspectors. We will need a roll call vote. Clerk Byrd?
Okay, Supervisor Bertrand,
I'm gonna say yes.
Treasurer Hobbs,
Yes.
Trustee Manette,
No.
Trustee Detmer,
Yes.
was that a yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Clerk
Yes.
Byrne, yes.
Okay, motion carries 4-1. Compost site. I got in touch, actually, the people that leased the tractor got in touch with me that it was coming up. And I got a whole bunch of information that I'm not really sure of and didn't like most of it. apparently we prepay for 150 hours, there's only 31 or 2 hours maybe on the tractor. If we have to prepay, I'm gonna assume they ain't giving us that money back. If that is the situation, we need to find more work for that tractor, and I have some ideas about what to try and do with it in regards to leaves. I have run a lot of heavy equipment, and there's a standard saying in there where just because you can do it with a big one doesn't mean you can do it with a little one. But if you can do it with a little one, you can do anything with it. I asked Roger from the road commission if they would loan us an operator. I'd like to see what that thing can really do, because if we have to prepay 150 hours, we gotta work the thing more. They don't lease any other equipment. The deal is they lease it to us at $30 an hour for 150 hours, and then if we don't exceed that, they take it back and they sell it like brand new with a warranty. So there's no deal. That's the deal. If we exceed 200 and some hours, or if we exceed 300, we own it. So we certainly don't want to go there. But we're sitting on a piece of equipment with these people that I suspect if operated long and slow and we figured out how to do that and put more hours on that thing, maybe we can get some stuff done there as far as rotating the leaves. In either case, I think we have about 6 weeks. So I'm making you aware now that they do not lease other equipment. We still have an agreement with the county that they will come in and roll everything. I'm saying that I used to run a lot of stuff. I wouldn't have a problem getting in there and seeing what it'll really do. It has the biggest bucket on it already. And if maybe we can't do a damn thing with it, then why are we even in this agreement? And are we better off just purchasing a used piece of equipment to do what? The road commission will come in there and flip everything for $1,800. So for under $4,000, they'll do it twice a year and we don't even have to do anything with it, other than move it away from where it's initially dumped. You can do that with a small bulldozer. You can do it with a lot of things. So just letting you know. There'll be more to come down the pipe on that. Item 4 is the parks and the liability issues. I went around and looked at them. Initially, Parks and Rec was gonna do it. I've done a lot of tree work. I went and looked at them and I'm just amazed. At least 15 dangerous limbs at Samoset hanging right over the top of the playground equipment. There's 2 at Phoenix that aren't so bad because they're not right over the equipment. Probably 3 at Park 27 that would really only fall on a concert goer or something. But Samoset should have been done 5 years ago. I don't even know what the hell's going on, why nobody's seeing it. It's a real danger. It's right over the equipment, and it's got to go as soon as possible. So Parks and Rec was looking into finding somebody. Enough of that. I'm going to make a motion now that we have our maintenance crew contact a tree service and figure out how we can get in there and get that stuff out of there as fast as possible for those reasons. So I'm going to make a motion for the board vote on the maintenance crew. This would not be Parks and Rec anymore. Maintenance crew contacting a tree removal service concerning dangerous limbs at Samoset, Phoenix, and Park 27. But there are at least 15 at Samoset.
I'll second the motion.
Yeah, do we have a second on that? Okay, you seconded it. Any discussion, further discussion from the board?
Yeah, so this is a vote to allow them to contact them, but nothing can be done without board approval to pay for it. So we would need a bid from the tree removal service in the first place. We can't just open it up nilly-willy.
No, but we could put a ridiculous number on it and try not to
How
exceed
about we
it.
let them get pricing?
Yeah, exactly, right. You've got to have a bid. You can't just,
Yeah, and then I'll call a special meeting so we can do it, and you can all be mad that I call a special meeting.
well,
No, you can do that at a regular meeting.
Can't wait that long. Me personally,
Well, you don't know the.
are the trees visibly dead? Do you guys know?
it's the limbs.
Oh, the limbs.
But you
and
don't
the
know
limbs
the
are the things-
availability either of these guys, so.
No, I know the capability. I could call Andre, there's several people I could call.
Availability.
No, the availability is an issue. All I'm saying is instead of the Park and Rec Committee looking for somebody, our maintenance crew can look for somebody and
Sure,
get
they can
somebody in here to do it.
pricing.
Oh, absolutely. but they can
On
only
a
do-
safety and an emergency issue, I don't want a number. Come in here and cut those things down and we will pay whatever that cost is.
Well, you still need a number.
Yeah, whatever it is good enough for me. I've seen that kind of crap before. I don't even know how it got this way.
Well, just so you know, I mean, I'm sure you're aware by now, that if they come in with a bid, I have no problem, it can be done. You under state law are allowed to call an emergency meeting in a situation if you wanted to use that caveat. Call the emergency meeting, get the approval for the money, cut them down.
Short of saying that, I'm saying this is an emergency. I want to get a vote from this board on whether or not we should move to have the maintenance crew contact somebody and get them in there, and I don't care what it costs.
With
I don't like that.
I don't
Yeah,
like it
but
either,
you-
if there's no
Then
bids.
vote no on it, that's fine.
It's not what, it doesn't matter what it costs.
Okay, if no,
Just
All right.
let's vote to approve the guys to do it.
Yeah, that's what it should be. Let them get the bids. They should go out. They're more than
okay,
qualified.
here's what I'm gonna do for my liability aspects. I'm gonna make this motion and we can vote no, then I'll make another one and we go with bids. So, any other discussion from the board before I do that?
Does the public discuss or not?
Not yet in this stuff, no. Again, I'll restate the motion that the board vote for the maintenance crew to contact the tree removal service concerning the limbs at Samoset, Phoenix, and Park 27, and to do it immediately, and the cost is what the cost is.
I'd like,
Do we have a second?
I already gave you a second once.
Okay. If we're gonna do, well, I added the words that we do it immediately, and I don't care what it costs.
Okay, I'll give you the second.
Okay, we got second. Any other discussion we've already had? Okay, Clerk Pern, run that through a roll call vote if you would, please, and
Supervisor Bertrand,
I'm gonna say yes.
Treasurer Hunt.
No for the last part.
I know. Clerk Pern, no, for the last part. Trustee Monet.
As presented, no.
Trustee Detmer.
no,
Okay, down in flames. I will make a motion for the board vote for the maintenance crew to contact a tree removal service concerning dangerous limbs at Samoset, Phoenix, and Park 27, and to get bids to be submitted to the township board to remove those branches
As soon as possible.
as soon as possible. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
second.
could,
Okay, so we have a second, so any discussion on that
I have some
different
discussion.
motion?
Can we find out from the maintenance guys who are here, how much do they expect it would cost? And if they say, I think it'll cost $3,000, then I'll say, let's do it with a cap of $3,500 and get the damn thing done. And then we got some numbers to work with, and we don't have pie in the sky, and we get it done as quickly as possible, but
I'm not gonna accept numbers, well, personally, I hear you. I don't think that our maintenance crew is gonna give us accurate numbers. You need a truck with a boom, possibly two of them, and it's limbs, it's
you have a
not
rough
trees.
idea.
If I had to guess, when they take a tree out, you're talking $600-800. When you're taking limbs off, depending on if you can swing the boom and how many you can get to, 15 limbs,
Yeah, 15 trees removed from the township parks a couple of years ago, so it should be in file that they're within charge to do that.
trees or limbs?
Trees, so.
Yeah, these are limbs.
Get that whole tree, all you're doing is having them reduced.
Absolutely. So a boom truck can move through that stuff pretty quickly.
If we put a cap of $3,000 on it, you think that would take care of it?
I don't know these days, it's almost $1,000 a tree just to get it down.
Again, they're not trees.
They went up.
But I'm sure you can get a bid quick.
I can get bids, that's not a problem.
Exactly.
We,
I can sit in the office all day and make.
Steve, are you saying if we threw a number out there and went, that you'd be okay with that or not?
Yeah, I just don't like the, whatever it costs, like I said, I'll do them for $10 million.
These guys make a living doing this. It's not like they're gonna kill us. I know a couple of them. But anyway, on the motion as it stands to ask our maintenance crews to start checking into getting somebody there and take care of those limbs as soon as possible. Any further discussion from the board? Okay, so on that motion, we would need a roll call vote for that too.
There's no money.
No, no money. Just need a motion.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Opposed, the same? Excuse me, motion carries. another one. I'm gonna make a motion that the board vote to start monthly inspections by our maintenance crew of the playground equipment, the bolts, the chains, and the wear, et cetera. Short and sweet. Nobody likes it? Great. Do I have a second on that?
Sure, I'll second.
Okay. Is there any board discussion on it?
I thought they did that already.
If they do, this is another one of them why we need to talk to each other more things. Okay, any other discussion by the board? Okay, that would be part of monthly duties, so all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same.
Well, wait. But isn't there money involved if they get paid for those extra time?
There's no extra
No
time.
extra time.
Oh, they don't get hourly?
No, it's not extra time. I'm saying build it into the schedule once a
Okay,
month.
all right, for the kids, aye,
Okay, let me back up.
sorry.
A board vote to start monthly inspections by our maintenance crew of the playground equipment, bolts, chains, wear, et cetera. Had the second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those in opposed, the same. Okay, motion carries. Another one. I will make a motion that the board vote on installing real men's and women's bathroom door signs at Park 27. I don't suspect that's more than $100. I'm gonna put that as a ceiling on it. There's no signs on them. It looks like we're Beverly Hillbillies out here. Somewhere between Beverly Hillbillies and Flintstones. Again, I'll make a motion, the board vote on installing real men's and women's bathroom door signs at Park 27, in theory, under $100. Do I have a second?
I don't like that in theory part.
A sign, I buy signs, I'm guessing it's under
I'll
100.
second.
Okay, we have a second. Any board discussion on that?
What does a real men's sign mean?
A real sign. There's no signs on the doors.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Put signs on the door. There's old tape.
I did
There's
not
somebody
know that.
wrote in hand, women's, I
Okay.
think.
I didn't, I just,
Somebody wrote it, and I didn't spell it right.
I don't know.
yeah, I'm.
Anyway, so let's stay here. We're killing everybody and ourselves
Yeah, I
here.
had no
That's money.
idea. Okay.
Okay, so
That's
this
money.
is money. Could we have a roll call vote, please? Clerk Byrne.
Supervisor Bertrand.
Yes.
Trustee Monet.
Yay.
Trustee Detmer.
Yes.
Treasurer Huff.
Yes.
Clerk Purr. Yes.
Okay, motion passes. The next issue, I'm not sure what we can do about this. I distributed a septic ordinance outline draft. It is nowhere near public, ready for the public to be looking at anything. You guys all got it. I was gonna suggest that we can certainly communicate with each other without violating Open Meeting Act. We can certainly look at it hard and call a special meeting, come back here and work our way through it. There's no way we're gonna do that now. We'll be here all night. So for the fact that you all have your hands on it, not, whether we agree or not isn't the matter here. The next time that we could talk about it, we could probably set a special meeting if that passes a motion. So for the sake of that, I'll make a motion that we have a special meeting to discuss the outline on septic ordinances, which you all now have, and that we could do it adjacent to our 12:30 work session, the next 12:30 work session, or earlier. So let me start out with doing it adjacent to our 12:30 work session. Would I have a second on that
Yes,
motion?
I'll give you a second.
Okay, so to have a special meeting adjacent to the work session to go over the septic ordinance stuff at our next work session, we have a second, so board discussion on
Yeah, I think that makes a great deal of sense, making it the same day. Maybe we need an hour and a half before that meeting. I'm gonna say at least that, and we'll all have a chance to look at it and put our own figures in to what you've given us, so I
Well,
think.
with all due respect, we've already reviewed it. I don't see the point of having a special meeting when I already know that I'm not gonna be for that draft. And if others feel that same way, then I think we need to discuss one-on-one with each other, not together, of course, and say, If we're not, so what are we gonna review, a draft that we're just gonna say we wanna
My
change it?
intention would be to go through the things like a line item, and everybody say they approve or they don't, and vote on them. Keep them if it's the
Oh,
board
wow.
approves, don't keep them if they don't. If new suggestions come up, we add them.
If we were to go one-on-one, wouldn't it be better to wait till we have a consensus before we call a special meeting?
You can't have a consent, that's an open meeting act violation.
No, but if I'm saying, what do you think of my proposal? You send me your proposal and we go back and forth like that.
You guys
Not
can
with
do whatever you
everybody.
want. All I'm saying is that if I gave you a thing with several line item, written in line item style, we can go through it and agree or not agree as a board.
All right, that's fine.
To me, the question would be, I know you disagree, but I mean, the question is when. We can do it right away, or we can wait to adjacent to the work session, which is what the motion is right now. So, going back to the motion, to have a special meeting adjacent to our work session, to go over the septic ordinance outline draft. It's not a draft, it's an outline draft of various points that are relevant to it. Again, do we have a second? I think I already did with you.
No.
Okay, any more discussion then on having it on, adjacent to our work session? Okay, so as stated, to do that adjacent to our work session, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Item 7 on here is proposal to review that pertains to the future office protocol and Supervisor Bertrand's continuing duties that he has assumed. This will include his duties as ordinance officer. Board can discuss, vote if they choose or remain the same. So I read something earlier in regards to why I believe that I know what I'm talking about and what should happen here. Some of it passed, some of it didn't. But this is the last part of it. In my mind, this is what needs to happen in order to get better continuity in here for this board. I'm already doing a lot of this and I'm catching hell for doing it. And that's fine, but I'm gonna put it in the form of a motion. And if the board doesn't support me doing this, that's fine too. You guys can do it in whatever fashion you want. So the motion being to improve the continuity and the quality of service for the township residents. I will make a motion for a vote of support from the township board that Supervisor Bertrand continue in his efforts to have proposed projects and planning involving township parks, properties, employees, employee work schedules, and priorities, equipment maintenance, scheduling, health and safety matters, especially as they pertain to liabilities, resident inputs, township information posted on the webpage, Facebook page, and other sources, along with the purchase orders placed or received by the township. Be, whenever possible, shared with Supervisor Bertrand to be put on the township board meeting agendas for board discussion, approval, and decisions as needed. As needed during board meetings. Special meetings, if needed, will be scheduled with board member participation ability considered. I'm not trying to take over the planet. I'm trying to run things through me so they can come back to the board. It was pointed out to me that we do not, when we pass these consent agendas, we're saying, yeah, we approve that we paid those checks. Who approved it? Because I went in the office one day and said that should happen, and then the board later passes this thing. How many of you know in any of that consent agenda? Because I certainly don't know where that money went. Second part being, if we get in a bind and we got to spend money fast, we can also have it come to a board meeting where we're saying, okay, that happened. Are we okay with that? We had to dump $600 on an emergency. Then we are aware going forward. Other than that, we have no way to be sitting there and understanding what that money was spent on. So without stating all of that again,
I don't know, when you get receipts, checks are written.
the checks are written and they come back in the consent agenda, but if it only went through you and me for that purchase, then the rest of these people don't even know what the hell happened.
Okay, let's get the motion first.
Yeah, okay, so the motion as stated, and again, I'm doing a lot of this stuff already, most of it. If nobody wants to continue trying to operate in a little cohesive manner like that, that's fine. So on that motion, as stated, to be involved in stuff so it comes to me and through the boards and the board meetings, do I have a second? I'll ask one more time for a second. Okay, there's no second, so there is no motion. What else was on here?
You did skip one thing, under parks, you asked the status of Phoenix Park 4x4
I'll
posts,
be
why
back.
there was no
Oh,
rope or
yeah.
plastic. Well, the answer to that, or, and if you want to do it, is they're close enough together, the vehicle can't get through there, we don't need it.
Yeah, I just now don't care anymore. Okay, so one last thing, and that had to do with whether or not that motion passed, but I'm gonna throw it out there and we can vote on this too. I'll make a motion that we start a line, excuse me, what?
No?
Oh, I'm gonna make a motion, we start a Lyon Township Health and Safety Committee to do monthly inspections on buildings, in and out, parks, advertised township attractions. One employee, one board member, one Parks and Rec member, J.C. and Pam Scott, for her perspective, having worked at Richfield for so long. Every place I ever worked in the government, we did this, and I was a health and safety inspector. They will list and prioritize work needed to address safety concerns. Do I have a second? Okay, one more time on a second. Okay, there is no motion. We're almost to the end. Good Lord. Announcements. The boat launch parking over the 4th of July weekend was greatly reduced. I don't know how many of you are aware of this. The internet or the Facebook pages were just flying with the threats of being hooked and towed away. They were out in Forest and Garish with fire department, police, signs about pulling and towing things away, and they did tow a few away. I saw about 250 comments about this on one Facebook page, about go to Higgins Lake and lose your truck. All of that's fine and dandy. They park up and down Markey Road, but then I went over to our park where we had a mile-long line of trucks and trailers last 4th of July weekend. Perfect weather, same conditions. The line of trucks and trailers did not even exceed the distance of the parking lot. There was nobody there. I talked with Brian Hill about that and how they pulled it off, but it's pretty obvious that we got a carryover effect on that. Basically, most of it probably off Facebook. That helped. Okay, the second thing that helped greatly is the road commission cut the grass right there before the weekend, and that made a world of difference if you're driving, whether you can see a little kid or a dog running around out there. So that all happened. You already announced the Higgins Lake Dam SAD meeting dates. Eagle did come in and review our compost site. They were happy to see that we're trying to move in the right direction on that, on what we're going to do with the leaves and get rid of the material in the end. I have nothing else, so let's have public comment.
Hello, Danny. Do you want to over there?
Yeah, if you go there, then it'll give us a gauge on women's voices, men's voices, you know. Because we can adjust it all for the next meeting. Or speak loud, whatever.
Well, I can speak really loud.
No, I know
was
you
an
got a
educator.
voice for
I
it.
can speak real loud.
Yeah, I was told you don't have to yell at these, so if you're this far away or that far away, it
Just
should
one
be
of
all
my
right.
concerns, and you talked about the trees at Hamilton, and I'm, way on board with cutting those trees. But if you go to Park 27 and Phoenix Park, and you look at the wood chips that should be underneath that playground equipment, it's just not there. And when you talk about a safety concern, that's a huge safety concern. It is also one of the things that, in writing that grant, was a requirement, to keep that park up, to keep the wood chips up. Now, you have steps for like the 5 to 7 equipment and 7 to 12. Like the steps are here, and the wood chips are here, and those wood chips need to be right at the bottom of those steps. I mean, that is a hazard for those kids, little kids, 2 to 5 years old to try to step up on those steps, like the whole thing. You know, the wood chips need to be replaced. They needed to be replaced for a lot of years. Ed tried to get them replaced when he was a supervisor, and his board voted it down, which is insane because it's a dangerous thing. And the previous board never looked at it at all. But if you're looking at improvements and safety, you know, that is a huge thing that I think needs to be looked at.
Just so you're aware of Parks and Rec Committee went with the sand at Samoset first, and then I think chips there was the
I'm not
next
so
thing.
sure sand is the way I would go, but.
No, not for there, I'm saying it was sand at Samoset, then look at chips for there. Yeah, one of the,
Both of those parks, Phoenix Park and Park 27, both need chips, and they need them to the levels of that playground equipment. It was one of the requirements of the grant when they were written back in 2014.
And we probably have enough currently over at the compost.
Jason's
Last
shaking his
year, I
head.
put in a whole semi-load between Phoenix and Samoset.
Yeah.
Me, the supervisor, and Harry. The three of us worked on both parts, the entire semi.
But did you see where it is right now?
But they come back down. You're-
Maybe it's something that just needs to be revisited every year. I knew
Honestly,
it had been done for a
I
long
think
time.
wood chips should go, and there should be a rubber mat.
okay,
Yeah.
rather than have a running discussion, I know it's on the Parks and Rec
It
agenda.
is a huge priority. The rubber mat was a great idea, but it's really, really expensive.
It is, but
Yeah.
in the long run,
And I would say thank you again for the great work you did getting that grant, and it was a travesty that they let that thing die.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Any other public comments? Sure, come on up, sir. Don't see you often here. Never again.
Thanks, Susie.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
No, I said never anymore,
Oh,
but not just because it's tonight.
I like never again better.
Agree? So, I'll go back and start. Yeah. Okay, so I'm Tim O'Rourke, from Lyon Township, and I am the current chair of the Road End and Fertilizer Subcommittee for the Health of Kittican Lake. It's an initiative by Gary.
All right, let's ease up on the comments, because he's talking into a mic that ain't doing anything, so.
Okay? Here. So what I've given you is a list of road ends in Lyon Township and some history of the amount of erosion that's happening at those road ends. And the latest data is from 2010. The original data was from 1993, and then there were some intervening things that happened, which you'll see under that middle column where it says 319. That was a road grant application that was approved, and there was improvements over roughly a 3 or 4 year period. Some of those improvements have been maintained, some haven't. So some of them really aren't helping that much anymore. So this is similar data to what we are collecting right now in Garish Township. We have same sort of hit list where the bigger road ends that really produce a lot of erosion, a lot of sediment into the lake, and then whatever is in that sediment, which nobody really knows just yet, but we hope to find out. So I guess my question is two things. I just present this to you, and then I wonder if this board wants to discuss it at a work session as to whether they would like to be involved in it. We have a subcommittee of 4 people that are handling roughly 8 or 9 road ends each in Garish Township. That shouldn't take us very long to collect that information and to run the formulas to see what kind of tonnage or pounds is being put into the lake on an annual basis. And all of these numbers are annual basis. So when you see 50 or 60 tons, that's 50 or 60 tons of material, silt that's running down that road and into that lake every year. That's the estimate. So some 319 grant money was spent. You can see some major improvements between 93 and 2010.
What did
just
they
by
spend the money on?
Pardon?
What'd they spend the money on?
Well, it was different fixes at different road ends. So what they did is they went out and looked at the road end to see what was causing the runoff. So if it was a 1,000-foot-long road, down road, that was gravel, and it was at a 10% pitch, a lot of that road gravel during a rainstorm was rushing down that, and it was carrying all the silt out of the gravel and putting it right into the lake. So then they came through and tried to model what could we do to slow that water down, to spill that water off at different locations so it doesn't get a full head of steam and end at the lake. And then if we can't do that, what can we put at the end of the lake that would buffer it from going into the lake? Lyon has a little bit more, I think, in the way of fixes that were presented, which was trying to put that water underground into a seepage basin or something, and carry that silt down into a manhole and then coming back that was out. Garrish doesn't have that so much. They do have some, but not that much. So different surfaces. Maybe let's not have a gravel road, let's pave the road. You did a lot of that in Lyon Township back in the day. That whole stretch, pretty much along Samoset. Down roads got paved, and the water was put underground into a seepage basin. You also collected all the water off of County Road 200 that was draining down those down roads. So I just think, I think if you're concerned about the health of the lake, we're going through the process right now on the Garrish side. I don't think it's gonna take that long. If we could have a little bit of help from a couple of people here in Lyon Township to go along with the each road end. And what we're doing is we're collecting the exact same data that they've collected over and over, and we're seeing if there's any changes since 2010. So we'll look at the road end, we'll say, is it still a gravel road? Is it, 1,000 foot long? Do we agree that the grade is 5% or 2% coming down? Those are all parts of the modeling that tells you how much erosion and how much silt is washing into the lake. We'll decide if that's true still. We'll take similar pictures as what they took back in the day, which is one towards the lake at the road end and one up the hill from the road end. So we'll have comparable information with all those older studies. So it's been 15 years. You can see what the difference was in this 17-year period. But also what happened in between. I think a couple $100,000 at least was spent, maybe more than that. That might have been the original grant. Paperwork's a little rough down at the road commission. I know, because I ran it forever. So, like historical information is tough to come by. So I gathered what I can from them. We're gonna have some meetings with some local groups that probably know better, have more information that we can look at. But then we're gonna try to get through the process as quick as we can on the other side of the lake. And I just think because it's all one big lake, it would behoove you to be part of it. I don't think there's gonna be any cost associated with it. It's simply going out and doing your due diligence at the road ends. I've given you the information that we have. If you have any questions about any of that as you read it through, just call me. I'm happy to come over and meet again. I'm happy to come to your work session if you want me to, so we can discuss it more. If not, tell me to go away and don't come back.
I have one
Sure.
one comment I just wanted to make here. And Hillcrest, that says 66.29 tons?
Yes. You're aware that
That's
Hillcrest is
like
all the
3
way from-
semis
Yeah,
of dirt
Yeah, that's
being
what,
dumped.
yes. And what you're talking about is Hillcrest going up that whole hill. And guess what gets put on that whole hill every winter?
I went up there and looked at all of
Doesn't there
that.
a drain on the end of
Yes,
that one?
there's several drains on it.
Yeah.
Lyon Township has drains on every road but one that I could find, and that one was a slow incline and probably just needs to be reditched
That
with
just
some
seems like
rocks.
a lot.
I went to Garrison, you're right, there's 6 or 7 in Garrish that got nothing.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied that the road commission did a good job trying to put grates in where we need them. It's on, if you want it on the agenda, it'll be on the agenda. I have no interest in trying to get involved with Higgins Lake, or the health of Higgins Lake at this point in time. Doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. Got a lot of other things going on.
But you're 1 out of 5.
Yes, exactly, that's what I'm saying. I will do you a favor and put it on the agenda.
Thanks.
Anybody else got any questions? Yeah, thanks for coming down. Any other public comments? Come on up, John.
John Bartle, Lyon Township. First of all, I would like to encourage the Lyon Township Board to get involved with the Help the Higgins Lake Initiative, particularly Tim's stuff. What's happening is very thoughtful. They've got a lot of volunteers who know what they're doing, and Lyon can benefit from that. And so I think it would be unwise to not get involved, particularly with the things that they could discover that could make some real differences in our township. So I think that putting personal animosities aside would be wise. And I think that anything that this township can get, where we have volunteers doing things that are very thoughtful, deserves very serious consideration. So dismissing it outright and having someone speaking apparently for all 5 of you folks up there is inappropriate. And I know he probably isn't, but I would like to remind him of that.
You remind me of that of every meeting.
Yeah, so please don't do that.
I'm sorry, I can listen to you, but I don't have to do what you say.
What I really wanted to say is there was a path at the last work session. I believe there was some property that was purchased, and there was a gentleman who objected. And there are quite a few people on this side of the lake who do walk that path. We use it for cross-country skiing. I had to leave that meeting early. So I did want to let you know that it is used quite a bit. I know you guys may or may not be on it, but it is getting used. And you might approach the property owner. I know there's a lot of motorized vehicles through those 2 tracks in there, and he might be objecting to that. I know that it was posted, no motorized vehicles, but I think there's some other tracks in there that are not. So perhaps, he might be generous enough to let us continue to use it. If someone approached him and said, look, how can we use this, or what can we use to satisfy you, to allow the township folks to continue to do that. So I would encourage that perhaps somehow that's done, and I don't know who would do that. I know someone said the guy was approaching JC. I don't know if JC has a relationship with him, but from my perspective, I would ask that perhaps we try and do that.
If I'm not mistaken, he wants his property back. So we had at the last meeting approved for some company to come out and cut the path back on our property. So the path isn't going anywhere.
It's just gonna be shortened, or
It's just gonna go, the way it veers is just gotta go around his property. So it's still gonna,
Okay.
it's still gonna be all, we just have to move it over.
great. I don't understand the property boundaries, but that would be great.
Yeah.
The other thing is, there's a path that runs between Old 27 and West Higgins Lake Road, from about the Clip and Curl, almost probably to the township, or might even continue. It's a real, but it's a great walking path, but there's a lot of motorized vehicles that go through there, and the path has really gotten rutted. It's really difficult to walk. There's a lot of people, you see a lot of young kids, like little kids riding 4-wheelers through there, going really fast. I don't know if the township, it's not township property, I don't believe. It's probably the county.
I think it's state.
Yeah.
Is it? But, it used to be, the problem were roots that you had to be careful of, but now it's so rutted, it's almost impossible to walk. So I don't know if there's something we could do about that, but I would encourage us to at least look at that. So, anyway, that's all I have today.
All right, thanks, John. Anybody else? Come on up, Cindy.
Just real quick, my name is Cindy Pop, and I am the newest member on the Parks and Recreation Committee. And I want to recognize and appreciate our maintenance crew, who has done really a good job in quickly helping our concerts be more safe, where there's a defined seating area and cars can't pull up and treat it like it's a drive-in movie theater. So that was excellent, so thank you, Tracy. And,
I second that.
We have, I'm part of the pickleball posse, or mafia, whatever you want to call it, and we noticed that we got some ant abatement around the fencing, because it's, ants are everywhere up north, that's just part and parcel. But the way they're digging so much, it could interfere with our sub-rate, the quarter, what have you. And as you've just approved, the striping will happen this Saturday. We have 188 people on an application that say, yeah, I'm coming to play, I'm coming to play. And July is our busiest season, and we can right now have 8 people play at a time. We've doubled capacity. So thank you all for that and looking at that. And these hammock stands at Samoset, people bring your own. You see it all the time when you go to Traverse City and you drive down any public parks, the state parks and stuff. The young folk like to recreate and then hang a hammock. So thank you for that. I like the improvements.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you. I know how much time you've been putting into this. Thank you. Any other public comments? Sure, Vicki, come on up.
Vicki Springstead, Lyon Township. I don't think you meant exactly the way you put it, Paul. You have no interest in the HOHL. I think you mean that as a group perhaps, but I know you're interested in the health of Higgins Lake.
Yeah, at this time is what I
You
said.
mentioned it to me, so I know that we're all interested in the health of Higgins Lake. And a lot of people in the HOHL group, we really don't want to start these our group, your group, this group, that group, but there are a lot of residents from Lyon that are involved in those committees because we all do care about the health of Higgins Lake. And I just want to say things we can all do that we want to focus on. For starters, the sewer is, who knows when that will happen. We hope it'll happen. I hope it'll happen in my lifetime. But in the meantime, fertilizer, something everybody can do for free. Actually, fertilizer is against the law, has been banned in Michigan for some time. When you see the 3 numbers on the fertilizer, that middle number should be 0, unless you have had a soil test that you can present that you're starting a garden or starting a lawn, because we have too much fertilizer in this lake, and much of it on the bottom, feeding not only the aquatic invasives, but native species. We're seeing a weedier, more atrophic lake. So fertilizer, everybody can for free. Don't use fertilizer. Vegetation is the best known for nutrient flowing into the lake along the shoreline. We're encouraging riparians. Seawalls are no longer allowed. Riprap is not the best choice. A native plant with planted shoreline is the best. We're encouraging that. So a lot of things every individual can do to make a difference. And we hope all groups work together, both townships, on these various projects. Thanks.
Thanks, Vicki. And I do appreciate, we had that long discussion. I think we can find 2 or 3 things we agree on right off the bat. So we'll see what the board wants to do with that. Any other public comments? Yes, sir, come right on up. You okay over there? You got to get out of here. All right, make it quick, Sam, if you want to be a star. You want this for the story? Or you got one?
That's fine, I'll just take it. Yeah, I'll put it there. People are gonna be
Sam
concerned.
Going Junior, Lyon Township.
Our lives are going to change.
First, Friends of Lyon Township, I was their initial chairman back when the Friends of Lyon Township was created. I know you have one now, but we ended it 2 years ago. We had a 501(c)(3). So your Friends of Lyon Township have a good name, but they need to establish their own identity by getting their own 501(c). Otherwise, they won't be able to apply for grants, and you go up to Walmart and they're gonna ask you for the ID, and then you can't provide it. Quote from you on your fact sheet, your supervisor. We either move in a cooperative direction or somebody else can do all this. That's from you.
Yes, it is.
And I have something here. I'll read off just one portion of it quickly. Demonstrates knowledge about township, general law, charter, government responsibilities, functions, and powers. Identifies the major functions of each branch of government, local, state, and federal, along with the relationship to one another. Understand the statutory duties and responsibilities of the office of township supervisor. Aware of the roles, responsibility of other elected and appointed offices in the township. Demonstrates knowledge of the various committees, boards, commissions serving the township. Understands how township policies and procedures are set. Demonstrates knowledge of how ordinances are lawfully adopted and legally enforced. Back in 2002, I had to fill out an application, and I simply put, supervisor for Lyon Township, responsible for the budget and chairperson for meetings, along with fiduciary responsibilities for the health, safety, and welfare of its citizens and employees. We endorse 5 new Republican board candidates who plan a new vision, direction, and restoration of Lyon citizens' rights. We all campaigned last year and worked hard at it. You all 5 won. We had many meetings. I know I mentioned to you because of my past and others before me. When you do this and you win, you all have 1 vote. Together you decide the future of Lyon Township. You work for the citizens of Lyon Township. You're looking for their health, safety, and welfare of Lyon Township. I am upset the fact when employees are mistreated in such a way. Where did that come from? That was never discussed back when we were campaigning. Why is it all changed now? Paul?
I'm not aware of anybody being mistreated.
Well, I'm going to say,
Okay, lay it on me.
I
I'm not
am.
aware of that.
you're not the same guy I helped with the rest of them last year. You're not the same man. You don't have the same attitude.
That's probably correct.
You said a few months ago, kiddingly, that you might want to just resign as Lyon Township supervisor. I'm asking you to do that.
Okay.
All employees, quote, work for this township board, not one person.
I think
No
we
one person
just
tells
made
me-
that clear.
I'm on the floor. No one person tells somebody else what the hell to do. They have a job responsibility. If some employee is being mistreated by an official, you go up to another official and file a complaint. I've never seen this done over the years I've been here in Lyon Township, from Bob Mead to Eddie Nellis to Fred Korningbauer, and myself included. I would have never supported you, Paul, but the way you're acting now. Last year, we worked our asses off, you did great. Not now. Now you're asking for, in your letter, we either move in a cooperative direction or somebody else do it all.
That's it?
That is your opinion.
Sure. Yes, it is.
And it's my opinion to let you know that's
Yeah.
not the platform you ran on. That's not the platform we ran on, period. When I said everybody has one vote, I made it quite clear at town hall meetings. And all of a sudden, you're changed horses. You do not argue with your staff. You talk to them as human beings. You said right here, restoration of Lyon citizens' rights. Your employees have rights too. They work for the township board. The board works for us. That's a fact, that's how you got in. And I'm gonna quote something I said many years ago. You were hired, but you can be fired. I have nothing else to say.
Thank you, Sam. I would appreciate if you'd let me know who I abused, because I am not aware of it, but you know my email or text, you can let me know.
Done, Paul.
Okay. Any other comments from anybody else?
May I write from here? I do happen to have some raffle tickets for our annual fundraiser. Last year, the foundation put in for various lake projects, education. We're paying boat wash employees at South State Park to meet and wash boats for people and distribute information about aquatic invasive species. We run the diver-assisted suction harvester boat, divers, all aquatic invasive species. And so this fundraiser helps support that. It's a great deal. One ticket and it's 2 people.
Smile for the camera.
Golden bar, chance to win part of $10,000 of prize money, and 1 ticket and it's 2 people for $100. So $50 a person, you get food, drink, chance to win money, good time auction. See me outside.
There we go. Any other public comments? Going once, going twice. All right, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn this meeting. Okay, all those in
What
favor?
about board comments?
We already had them.
Well, we had them in the beginning, kinda.
Public gets the last say.
If you got,
Oh, that's
right.
yeah, public should have the last thing.
I'll leave it till next time.
All those in favor?
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. You got a clock time there, right? Thank you all for coming.